greeting him
I see.
on behalf of my father and behalf of myself.
So Namakula does not like to be on camera, so she always takes the pictures.
No, it's
my
fine.
trick.
Yeah.
Sebo Murangira. Mukyala bamuwa erinnya kuno ye Namakula. Namakula naye ono gwendi naye ye tannaba kufuna linnya lya Luganda.
We can give him Semakula.
Ate ng'oli mukyala we. Oli mukyala kati ate wabeera Semakula abeera. I was telling them that you haven't received the name in Uganda. In Uganda, you don't have a culture. A clan yet.
I don't have a clan.
Yet your wife has got, and they cannot give you the same name to belong to the
Cannot
same
be
clan.
Lugavi
So
clan, right?
you can. It must be different.
Mmamba.
No. So you're going to ask what your questions, and
Okay.
this gentleman will give us a brief story about the late Ssuna II and about the place. Sebo kati byongamba byengenda okumugamba. Nja kwongerezaako ebyange ekiseera kituuse.
Kabaka Ssuna yaliwo yatandika okufuga 1832 paka 1856.
That the late Ssuna was the king of Buganda during 1832 to 1856. 56, 58?
56.
56. Yeah.
Akati abawalabu batuukira ku mulembe. Era omuwalabu yasooka okutuuka mu maaso ga Kabaka Ssuna bamuyitanga Ahmed bin Ibrahim.
Ahmed bin Ibrahim was the first Arab. And for us here, we used to call them all, they were whites. He was the first Arab to come here in Buganda. And they found, those times when the whites were coming, they found he was the king of Buganda during that reign.
Era yatuuka wano mu 1844.
He came here in 1844. And those times when he came, he tried to teach us about the Islamic way of style or the Islamic culture. Yes.
Era ne Qur'ani yasooka yatandikira wano.
And even the first Quran in here in Buganda is here, it's right here. And it was brought to this place.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Era ye teyakkiriza kusoma ddiini ya Busiraamu olw'okuba nti olulimi lwe lwali lugibuutikidde.
He did not accept to learn more about the Islamic and the Arab culture, because for him, he believed that his language,
Oluganda lwa lukozesebwa mu ki?
he believed that Luganda as a language should be more practiced than the Arab culture. Yeah, that is Ssuna II.
Era ekigambo ekyasinga omutabula kyali salaamu aleikum.
And he used to, the word he misunderstood was salam aleikum, the greetings of the Arab.
Yabuuzanga kitegeeza ki?
He used to ask them that, what does that mean?
Emirembe gibeere ku Nabbi Muhammad nti wa tekibeera mu
That
Luganda.
why is it peace should be on Nabi Muhammad, why not on Baganda, or why not here in Uganda? And we want peace to be the other side, not here. Yeah, because salam alaikum means that peace be upon Muhammad.
Kati mutabani we ye Mbogo Nuhu
So his son,
n'akkiriza Abamisiraamu.
Mbogo Nuhu Chabasinga ndowooza, accepted to be turned to Islamic. And even right now, the Jajja of Islam, the great grandfather of Islam here in Buganda, comes from the reign of Ssuna II, and that is Kasim Nakivinge. And Kasim Nakivinge is a brother to the king. So right now, Kasim Nakivinge is a grandfather to the king. But for him, he chose the other path. Not Chabasinga chose the other path to Islam, and even his children, that is the path they are moving to. And then the Kabaka of Buganda, for him, he chose the different path of culture.
I see.
Kati endabirwamu galubindi n'enjambala gye twambala byatuuka ku mulembe gwe.
Mirrors, the specs, all those came during his reign.
engatto
And in fact, waliwo ebagambira nti wangi even
yakyuseza embugo
even
bambalanga bw'ayamba
even the work, the clothes, the way of style, our clothing. We used to put on back clothes, and during his reign, it's when the clothes the Arab were putting on or wearing came into
The
attire. Not the jacket. The jacket was then the jacket was after.
I see.
Yeah, it was the council, what we call the council.
The council.
Yeah, came in during his reign.
Yeah.
kati mu bulamu bwe bitayagala abantu balina bugulu butono mu bulamu bwe bitayagala abantu balina
amagulu amatono.
That he's saying that during his reign and in his life, he never wanted people with small legs. Eh? Mukuma matumbwe. Mulangira sebo nsaba okubuuza. Nawe lyerinnya we liviiraawo. I was asking about his name because when I grew up, my father used to tell me about him that he's Mukuma. Nze twali no tukuyitanga Mukuma.
mukuuma bitundu
Nickname kale nkitegedde leero. Okay.
kakati kuba nti amafumu ago gake naye ge mafumu genyini ge yakozesa bayita
He's explaining about the spears. That those are some of the spears he used by himself during his fights to expand the kingdom, and in defense. And what I recall tugende maaso sewa njakwongerako ebyange nga tumaliriza.
kati kabaka Ssuuna mutuufu yaterekebwa muno naye mabega eyo
That he's saying now here in Buganda, he's Kabaka Ssuna is the last king to be buried in his palace. Yeah, because now that's when history changed, when the whites came in. Sorry to say so, but that is the reality. History changed, but he is the last king to be buried in his palace. Here in Buganda, where the king died, they used to bury him in his palace. This was a palace. Right now is Masiro Twandijwadenga Tuchita Tutia. Now, right now is their tombs. It was a palace when he was alive. Right now is their tombs. Now, behind there, it's where we call the forest. Here in Buganda, we don't believe that the king dies. He just gets lost in the forest. And when they bury him, that's when we say that he's lost in his forest. Yeah. Recalling the
Behind
later,
the curtain there.
these
Behind
are
the
fighting
curtain.
equipment.
Yes.
They are the spears and the shield. And he was telling us that they are the original
Yes.
that he used during the 1832 when he came in, and in those years, those are the spears he used in his fighting.
And so the forest is the area beyond the curtain there, on the other side. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if this is an impolite question, so I'm sorry if it is, but I understand that traditionally the jawbone of the Kabaka would be removed,
Yes.
and where does it go?
Akaba
Abuuza,
It used to be kept somewhere so that ebinyomo babiyita batya mu Kisungu?
ebinyomo.
insects.
Choka,
Okay.
they are brown insects?
Okay,
Not
there
brown
was a
insects,
culture.
bebeera bi-
There was a
Big name.
culture where they could remove the lower jaw, place it somewhere, and then the insects could come and eat off the flesh so that it dries up. Then there is a ceremony whereby they can connect with the late king through a certain norm. We call it Okola Abalongo, Okola Omulongo. But that practice was stopped by his successor,
I see.
the successor of this king, and he allowed that all the next him and the kings to come should be buried with their jaws, because he felt irritated and he didn't like the practice when he saw what they were doing to the father. So he said no, that practice should stop.
So that would be Mutesa the first stopped the practice?
Yes.
So does that mean Does that mean that say Kabaka Ssuna II is the last one to have his jaw removed, or he did not because his
He was
son
the last one to have his jaw removed. He was the last one. Others are from Mutesa to Mutesa first to Mutesa II. The jaws were not removed.
So the successor of this king stopped the practice.
Okay.
And he allowed him to be buried with his jaw.
No, you're trying to mean that Ssuna was buried with his jaw?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But according to this question is according to what we know, it says that Ssuna was the last king to be buried without his jaw.
No, he was.
Baali bakamuggyeko. Muteesa bwe yalaba engeri gye bamukolamu okumusokoola nga ayamba okufa n'agamba
He's saying that the jaw was removed, but according to his son, the late Mutesa I, what he saw when they were removing that jaw, he said that no, they let them give him his jaw back. So meaning titata we go basembayo kujjako so.
He was buried.
His was removed, but then buried with him.
Then it was placed back.
I see.
So there is also something notable I wanted you to learn. Buganda and Oman, the royal lineage, are related through this king. When the Arabs came here, the mother of Mutesa I, like she admired the Arabs, she was flirting with them. So the king wanted to kill the queen, but then since he loved her so much, he gave her to the Arabs to take her to the Sultan. He was called Khalid bin Bagash, the Said of Oman. So when these Arabs took her there, they gave her to the king, and she gave birth to the Sultan there. He's called Sultan. It's even on the internet, you can find it. He had never produced any son by then, so he produced bin Bagash. So now those sultans from the Oman, they went from Zanzibar, they went back to Oman. One of them, who is actually direct descendant, is the late Sultan Kabu, who died recently. So you find that the Buganda lineage is connected to the people of Oman through that queen, because she gave birth to Mutesa I, and then she gave birth to the Sultan, of whom those people who live in Oman are direct descendants of him. Yes.
So you know,
oli Sultan bwe yafa omwana oli yafuuka kabaka nga ne bafuga oli kabaka n'afuga eri neno Muteesa ng'afuga maama waabwe yazaala bakabaka babiri.
He was saying that the mother of Mutesa I gave birth to here we call them Bakabakas, Kabaka kings. That Mutesa was running here in Buganda, and then Bagash was king the other side of Mmamba, Zanzibar. Sorry.
And you know they switched from Muscat to Zanzibar, then they returned to Muscat in Oman.
Have you got that?
Have you understand what?
I think so. Yes. It's interesting.
Gwe bajjamu olugero lwa Muganzirwazza.
Muganzirwazza maama we baali bamuyita Gwolyo. Yali azaala Muteesa.
The mother of Mutesa was called Gwolyoka.
Kakati yamukuza gwe baamulekera bba yasigala baby wano y'okumutwala maama okumutwaliza wano baamuleka baby Muganzirwazza.
Okay. Now we have a lady called Muganzirwazza. So when Gwolyoka admired the Arabs, the king Ssuna had to send Gwolyoka away with the Arabs. Then when we reached to Zanzibar, not so?
He gave birth
to a sultan. For them, the title, here we have Kabaka, for them they have sultan. So when he reached there, he found that
the Sultan was called Bagash al-Busaid.
Sultan Bagash
outside.
yes. Sorry about the name.
It's a lot.
So then the king, Sultan is in Arab is like a king.
He's like a king, yes.
So he gave birth to Khalid bin Bagash. That Sultan had very many wars with the British in Zanzibar.
So making him a king who had a son here, and then he also had the mother. I think the mother.
Queen gave
During
birth to two
It is the
kings.
queen.
his mother, the mother to Mutesa gave birth to two kings, a sultan and a Kabaka here.
And Mutesa the first.
Mutesa the first, and that sultan. Sorry about the name, Julian Sumbu. Yeah.
Mutesa the first is believed to be the father of civilization in Uganda because he wrote the letter to the Queen Victoria, who invited the missionaries and other people to come here and teach his society civilization. And through that, even the President Roosevelt visited. You see some pictures with King Daudi Chwa, but all those ones came from Mutesa the first through his letter. When the white people, when they came here in the interior of Africa, they met very many societies, but they were impressed by the organization of Buganda, that they had a king, there was a prime minister, there were people responsible in different departments. So they were really wondering how such an area which was so far from the coast had a lot of organization.
So can I ask?
Yes.
So, some of you are here. You have official duties here, and you said, like, you are a prince, for example.
Yes.
How are you related? How are you related?
So you know Ssuna II.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, through the kings, there is Mutesa the first, there is Mwanga, there is Daudi Chwa. So every palace has a custodian. When the king dies, he gets a custodian who is a prince. We call him Omusige in the palace. Then there is also a princess who is here in Buganda. Princesses are called sirs, are not called ladies. So she becomes a co-heiress in the palace, and she takes the overall charge of the palace plus the custodian. So this is called Mukuma Robert Ssuna. So he's the custodian of the palace.
I see.
And if he dies, then there is someone who comes. I'm not saying he's going to die, but in case he leaves the world, someone has to replace him to keep the lineage moving. Lineage moving. So we get another custodian. So this one replaces someone, someone replaces someone, something like that. It keeps coming up. Even the co-heiress, the princess, she will get another successor, and it keeps coming. So it's the one who is responsible for this palace and how it is being run, plus the co-heiress. She's not around. He's a son to Prince David Simbwa. Prince David Simbwa was a brother to Sir Edward Mutesa II, the first president and the king of Uganda and Buganda. So his father is the young brother. So he's a cousin to the king.
I see.
Yes.
And so he's 3 generations from Ssuna?
No, 5 generations.
5 generations?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
Now for us, we are
I didn't mean to do a math project for everyone.
No, actually there is a.
Okay, this one is the 5th generation.
5th generation?
From Ssuna II.
Okay, I see.
Yes.
I see. And heiresses?
We are daughters.
You are his daughters?
Yeah.
Yes.
So then you're 6th generation
We are
from the city. Right.
We are the
You-
60th generation.
You're sixth and he's fifth, and then.
Yes.
Fifth? This is the,
Sixth.
I see. I see. Ah, this is
So if you have any other questions, you can ask us.
I might have many questions, but
For
can.
us, we do not have any role, but we always come, like someone who has come home.
Home, yeah.
Ah, I see.
For them, they are home.
But for him, he has a role here. So when we come, sometimes he has to be around to tell us how things should be done, something like that.
So
Actually, you see here, here in Buganda, we have more storytelling. So, like we're passing to the next generation. It's about these storytellings because for us here, we don't write.
yes.
Yeah, so one of his role, like as he has said, that is a son. So he passes whatever he had and what he's seeing doing right here to the generation. Then after him, the generation will pass it to the another generation, just like that.
Can I tell you, instead of asking a question, may I tell you about my project that I'm here to do? And I think if I tell you my project, maybe you will have many things to say about that afterward. So in America, I am a professor of medieval literature. So the
Medieval
time
literature?
before the modern era, before the modern era. And I have a specialty in we call global medieval literature from around the world. But Uganda's literature from before the time that the British came is not well represented outside of Uganda. So we have many researchers in Uganda who have done some research, students who are collecting the stories, but they don't go out into the world. And some of them, we are afraid will be lost. And so what I have come to do is to try to find stories that come from before the British came. So Kabaka, Ssuna's reign and before, like that time. So this is really he is at the kind of the final period before I say that's too new. And so in order to do that, we have to, so you see Namakula there, she has a camera. In fact, we also have an audio recording, separate audio recording, and we have many ethical documents people have to sign to say they give their permission, and so forth, and some certain questions when people sit down and want to tell a story, that I have to ask all the questions to every time we have a story. But my goal is, at the end, at the very least, to publish those stories in a kind of open access publication, so that they are available for. Sometimes these things were published abroad, but they're very expensive academic books that fall out of print and are so expensive. So I want to publish them in something open access, so they're free, so that the people here in Uganda, even the very poor children, don't have to pay for them, right? They'll be free, and that they will be preserved for a long time. And if the kingdoms would like to separate out the stories for their kingdom that they can have for their own archive for the future, to preserve the stories just like now. But of course, as you mentioned, how is the story passed along? The father tells his son to the son, and so every time the story is told, it's a new story, right? And this is why we're not just writing down the stories, but are recording them, because the telling of the story is also its own part of the culture, part of the heritage.
Yes.
Also. So, you know, when we sit down and do the kind of formal storytelling, unfortunately, there's a lot of documentation I have to do. But hopefully, on the other side of that, we'll have very good records that future generations can have access to. And so after all of us here are long gone, our 6 generations later, they can say, look at this, my ancestor told the story in this way, and preserve them in that way. And people around the world can admire the stories of Uganda as well, the Buganda kingdom. So that's the project I'm working on. So when you say like, oh, everything changed after him, good for me, because he's at the point that I'm interested in studying, finding out more about. Yeah.
Those research jaliko ojifunye bulungi.
Yeah, that is good. And by the way, when you try to read different scripts about life before civilization, you find that we are just moving in the same path like those who came before us. Because me, I'm a doctor, I've been in research, but sometimes you ask yourself, how were people be able to treat malaria? Before we called it malaria, it was there. So how were they able to treat that malaria? Then you trace back, you go back how the medicine is being done right now, and the herbs they used to take when there were no factories to get the active substances from them. So you find we used to use the same medicine, but in different ways. Yeah.
We have something called, it's called a TK tag, a traditional knowledge tag.
Okay.
And so if we build the archive that's available, the kingdom can request to put this tag on it to say, hey, this isn't just a story, this is our traditional knowledge of things like how we used to treat malaria and this kind of thing as well. Yeah. So, you know, I think if we go back in time, maybe 100 years ago, when people were doing this kind of research, they didn't think about that. But nowadays, I think people really do think about the issues that you are raising. People think about that a lot, like, okay, so where did our knowledge today came from somewhere? Came from somewhere. Came from the ancestors too. Yeah.
Kakati mzee ekyo tukikola tutya? Tunakitwala Mmengo. So now, to make that one very well structured, you need to have a meeting with the people from the administration in Mengo, because those are the ones who will streamline how this knowledge should flow and how it should be shared and how it can be patented, so that there is no simaye oba okitegedde kyetaaga ab'Emmengo abo be basobola okumuwa olukusa, ffe tebatuwa lukusa kwogera, naye basobola okumuwa olukusa okubiwandiika byagenda okubisa, kubanga omulimu kunoonyereza ku bintu by'edda n'abiteeka abantu bwe basobola okubisoma.
Kakati mwami ono yajja ku Ebuddu ng'azze mu mbeera yakulambula mu kusooka, naye ng'alina olukusa lwe yeetaaga. Kati ate naye abadde alina olukusa lwe yeetaaga ng'ate luva ku levo ndala nnyo, si wano mu Uganda. Era bwe bamukkiriza n'aŋŋamba nti nno yeetaaga ebintu ebyo, naye nga ye kyasinga okwagala era nga bw'akinnyonnyodde kyasaba nti ebintu bino kituufu tubyogera, naye singa bibeerawo original copies ne zibeera emyaka n'emyaka mu maaso, nga ffe neyo tunaabeera nga tuvuddewo nga kyangu nnyo omwana kati ye ate ye kyagezaako okugamba nti nga tebakyabisasulira, naye nga weebiri nga biva mu ddoboozi eriryo eba erya mulangira yennyini ti kino kyalinga bwe kino bwe kiti ekitaaliwo emabega. So kati bw'abeera nga okusaba olukusa kitegeeza abeera alina kubanga ne Kabaka Foundation eba tasobola kulumwa balina genda direct Katikkiro.
Kakati Kabaka Foundation ate waliwo ministry ya minister w'embi Wamala then ne Katikkiro kamala byonna emitendera mwalina
appointment nafuna entegeeragana naye nakola draft.
Mugambire ddala.
So we can help you get an appointment.
Wonderful.
There is a minister responsible for these policies from Buganda, not Uganda, from Buganda, who is responsible and who takes in charge.
For the kingdom.
Then when you meet him, you can either refer you to the Prime Minister, who is the overall charge of the administration, or to take the issue onto himself so that you streamline how to move this. Yeah. The storytellers are there, but those ones who are going to discuss how this information should be shared, things like that, it is through the administration. Yes. So how long is he around?
They're asking that for how long are you?
About 6 more months or 5 more months now.
Yeah,
About
last
5
month.
more months.
Yeah.
So you'll be around for 5 more months.
Yes.
Okay, so we will meet him. We go to Sowogendayo. Tubaako bwe tusinkana.
nekyalibadde kirungi kuleka ssimu naleka essimu kontaktinga njagala
Mulangira enamba yo ngirina mpozi kanfuneeyo n'omukulu. Kanfuneeyo ono ate n'ekirala gy'emyaka egy'emisinde kati kijangu wano genda eno kati gyegijja
tandika n'emmande
Sowogendayo nga ku lwokubiri tusinkana Emmengo. Naye osobola omuleeta ne tulaba oba tusobola okulaba banzi mbanja n'esookera wa kiyima y'abakunda. Ekyo
gundi eyo kyagala kubanga kiri mu buwandiike.
abirina ebiwandiiko.
ebiwandiiko byonna birina.
Asaba bali mu buwandiike.
Abirina.
Alina ebintu byabwe nga agenda okukola ekintu nga alina ensonga era singa yatandika nadda naye abadde alina byabuzaako.
Ku Mande kijja keerayo.
That he's saying that we will go there on Monday. Yes. So that because they were saying that maybe they called, but he was saying that on Monday we go there and the police, Bengal police, and we seek for permission so that you can get all the information. And so long as Uganda is concerned, there are some information they don't know, they wouldn't love to share, and so they have to. You have to agree about how you're going to share that information first, according to your research. But if it was for
In the research that we do, there's a informed consent form. I don't know if you know what that is. I'm sure the doctor knows what this is. And it has 3 levels of privacy. One is like
Mulangira nsonyiwa okulya ekimuli abadde alina kyagamba wano.
Yes.
Go on.
Yes, it has 3 levels of privacy, and so and each one is so at the least level, maybe we can publish your recordings for people to see in the future, and then as we go down further, but actually there's a 4th level that's not on the informed consent form, and the 4th level is you just don't tell us. Silence is the most anonymous form.
Agambye nti waliwo emitendera gya mirundi esatu gy'okugabamu information eno nti naye ogusembayo okubeera ogwandibadde ogwokuna gwe gw'omuzibuzibu nti gwalina okutuukira eri okubeera nga bamukkiriza nti information eno erina bwebeera ng'eteekeddwayo bantu ki abalina okugifuna mu mutendera ki nti waliwo ogwokuna nti waliwo etalina kufuluma kati bw'abeera ng'atuuseeyo kati era nga wano byeffe bye tuyita ebyaffe eby'omunda nti mu famire nze nnyinza okuba nga nina bye nsoma n'ebye baŋŋamba ng'omuntu naye nga waliwo kye batasobola kugamba era nga nina we sobola kutuuka so kati yeyo levo gy'agamba nti bye tulina okugendako bakkirize nti n'ebyo bisobola okufuluma oba yo tusobola ogireka ne tusigaza giri emitendera.
Yeah, of course there will be some information. They will not let you publish for better preservation of our culture. And of course some people will not tell it to you.
Absolutely.
Now like the information I've told you, some of it is on even websites. It's being written, it's general knowledge everywhere. Yes. Yeah, but the general knowledge is very much important than the knowledge they wouldn't want you to do.
The things that we are interested in is not necessarily history, but stories.
Yeah.
The tales that you have from this time. But history is fine too. So when you say on Monday we will go, does that mean you wish me to go with you, or you will go without me?
So now on Tuesday, it's a Tuesday. I'll go there in the morning because it's very hard. I'm going to meet one of the ministers, but it's very hard for him to reach him on the phone. So I'll have to go there to see if he's around, and if he's around, then I'll give him a call to let you know if we can come and we meet together. If it's not that, then we can do it on Wednesday because I'll have been in his office. Yes. Yeah. Basically, that is it.
Kuba nga ye kyayagala basically kufuna bantu balina information yeeyo nga bagambye nti no kati okuva ku mutendera guno okuddirayo ddala eri ebitaali bye batasobola kufuna nga abazungu bazze kuba bingi nnyo tubisomyeko kati ye ayagala okufuna abantu abatuufu kati nga bwogambye oba bwe tugamba nti mulangira oba nasisinkana omuntu ali ku leve eyo n'amubuulira kyasobola omugamba so kati ffe okusinzira ku myaka gyaffe tulina bye tumanyi ne wetukoma kati nasisinkana mulangira ng'oyo nga afunye olukusolo lw'oyogedde okuva eri kuba ye lwalina lwakutambula kunoonya oba abijje luddawa kati ate alina okufuna olukusolo okuva mu eri baga ne bwatuuka nga wakubeera ng'alina byanoonya nga asobola okupresentingayo ebbaluwa nti nzikirizibwa okubuuza ku bintu bwebiti so kati wasinkana tugeze nga mulangira yali ayagala nakulaba muzeeyi naye olw'okuba nga bwegambye obulamu si bulungi kwe kumugamba nti entandikwa yange engeri gye naliko emmengo tutandikire mu bifo ng'ekifo bwekityo eno ojja kusangayo abaayo era tebajja kukalubira bajja kuwulira kye basobola okugamba.
So you get very many stories. There are very many people who will tell you stories. Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
And by the way, for him, he thought that maybe it's only the older people who know that information. There is even the young generation who knows the history, more history. Yeah, but you will meet the right people.
In Buganda, it's everyone's responsibility to teach the young generation how things are being done.
alina okumanya buli muntu ayinza okwogera ku story naye ng'agyogerako bugwe.
He's saying that the problem is that you might meet people, but every person knows their history, but will talk it about in his own way.
Yes.
So that's the reason why I told you that. That's the reason why I told you that you will meet the right people who have to pass on that. I also know the history, but you have to meet the right people who should give you that information. Like you're in the right place, and the right people are there to give you the information. Because I would have seated the other side and I tell you about I know the history of this place, but I would have told you on my own. But I told you that let's go there and you meet the right people, and you write with them. So over there.
And this is not only the palace we have. There are very many palaces.
Yes.
And they have different stories you hear from. Yeah. We are all just learning. Every day you learn something new. It's not that we all know what happened, what was here.
Tukimaze.
Namwe tekimala.
Bw'aba alina kyakyabuuza ekirala. That if you Namakula, do you have any question?
No, I,
No.
d-
I have actually a question though. So I know right now you don't want to tell stories until the meeting, but I want to ask, what feeling do you get when you come here?
I would compare this feeling. Do you have your grandfather?
My grandfather died when I was very young. I don't
Okay.
remember him.
Is his house still there?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, I would compare such a feeling like when you go back to your grandfather's house, even when he died, and you be there, you look at his pictures, how he used to be, how we used to go for farming, things like that. That feeling you get is the same feeling we get when we are in this place. It's like we've come home.
Are there particular times in your life that you really want to come here?
Yeah. Yes. There is a sense of feeling you get when you come back here. Yes.
Actually, I would say that there is a spiritual calling which calls you, and that feeling you get that right now you have to go back home, not only here but many places. Even me, when I'm to go back to my home, for us we call them the burial grounds. There is that spirit which calls you, that why don't you come back home? So that is the feeling they get when they come here. There is that special which calls. Not that even other people, but not necessarily that all the people should come here. But there is that, as I say, that feeling, the special feeling, spirit that calls. Yeah.
And it's not about only we who are here. There are people, actually it's not only us who are very much concerned about this palace, because a king had his own wives. So through those clans where they came from, they are also attached to here, and they have lineages that keep coming. So when they come, we always get different testimonies from different people. Some are living in the US, some are living in the UK. So they come and give us that testimony when they come here. I was having the urge to come here, now I feel okay, things like that. Yeah. So it's not only about us who are here, but even other people who come. Yes. So do you believe in spirituality?
Well, I'm a Christian.
Yes?
I'm a Christian.
You're a Christian.
Christian, yes. So
Okay.
I believe in a certain kind.
Yes.
Certain, yes.
Okay.
So,
People come here and get blessings.
I see.
Yes. Yes.
And this has been here, this palace has been here then for almost 150 years now? Is that right?
The palace?
This, well, he must have built, no, the palace he must have built in 1832, right?
Yes.
So then, this has been here for almost 200 years, this palace.
Yeah, it just undergoes renovations. You see these poles?
Yes.
It's also a different story how they are put there. Very interesting story. Yeah.
Could you tell us the story now? Or you don't want to tell now, right now?
So there is a lot to everything you see in this tomb. I'll call it a tomb, but for me, I love referring it to as a palace.
It's a palace.
Everything you look at it, how it is being built, you have to trace back to the owner how he constructed it, and each thing you see around. This is not my work to explain. There is a certain clan responsible to explain how this palace is built. Yes. But everything they do follows a certain norm and tradition. I would give you an example of these poles. They are got from somewhere, and it is uprooted with its roots. It's carried and not put anywhere to rest until it is put where it is supposed to be put. Yes. It's a certain kind of a tree.
Omja.
Omusambi.
Is it a ficus? Ficus?
Maybe
Ficus tree?
ficus tree?
No, 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 no.
Ficus seems, do they get that big?
Zambia.
You think of ficus plants as being big, I don't know if
No,
ficus
no,
trees
it's
is
not.
big.
It's not. Ficus. Guba mutuba ngenda ku bonna bazijukidde erinnya njadde
It is
muka.
uprooted, and it is uprooted in a place with a lot of norms and traditions. They will explain to you, it's not my role to explain, but everything you see here has its meaning. When you look at those spears, some of them were used by the king himself to fight the wars. Yes. So they are there. Some were his gifts that were brought by Arabs like 200 years back, things like that. So everything has its meaning. And I don't know if you appreciate when you are in this hut, that you can be in this hut and you don't feel cold. Like how people may think that when you are in a hut, you can live in a hut and live in the US and you don't freeze, something like that. But the way it's being constructed, it's constructed in a way that you can't feel the outside atmosphere.
Yeah. Oh, it's quite nice. Yeah, it must have been a very lively palace when he was, when people arrived, they saw the organization. Then, it must have been a place with a lot of activity. Also.
So President Roosevelt visited Buganda before it became Uganda. Is it 1916?
No, it had been 18s too.
And there is a story, I think you read it on the internet, that his visit here in Uganda changed the democracy of US and Europe. Because before he visited, the British were already here in Africa. And they had a mentality that Africans were much inferior compared to the British. So when President Roosevelt visited, of course he went to Congo, and from Congo he landed here in Uganda. So when he landed here, he saw a different kind of civilization he never thought of in Africa. He found our roads, they were not tarmacked, but we had good roads. The untarmacked roads were very good roads where he could pass his cars. Then when he visited, he saw the king. The king introduced him to the prime minister, the ministers, people responsible to the villages. So there was that sort of hierarchy. Then after visiting Uganda, he asked himself, why are the British thinking that Africans are inferior with this kind of organization I've seen in Buganda? So then he went back to the British. From Buganda, I think from Africa, he went to the British. It's a very good narrative on the internet. So he went to the British, he addressed their parliament, and he became an advocate for Africans to get their independence from what he saw. He told them, now you people are taking Africans to be inferior, but what I've seen myself, it's a different kind of democracy. They are organized and they can do things on their own. So that is the same thing he went and started preaching in the US. Yes. There is a Roosevelt kind of library.
Is there
I don't know if
presidential library for Roosevelt? I don't know if there is one. There probably is.
Yes.
There probably is one.
Yes.
Yes, he was a very influential president in American history too. You know, we have monuments to him, and many presidents don't have that.
Okay.
He has that.
Yeah, he visited Congo, then he came here and was really impressed. This is himself.
Yeah.
narrating to what he saw in Buganda compared to other areas in Africa. Buganda was by far much ahead of very many places here in Africa in terms of organization, in terms of negotiations. We got our independence without a war here, but very many countries struggled to get their independence. We negotiated with the British. We said, now we are not going to fight you, but you can be our protectorate as we pursue to get our own independence. Yes.
Buganda is, well, today I think it's the biggest kingdom in Africa, still today.